tell us something about the visual concept between the past and the present time?
That's a hard question.
What was the deal with the director?
Yeah, she wanted to use like some dreams and some memories, because some of the dreams are like when they play chess and stuff. That happened, and then she imagines so it's some imagination and some real life experience. And when she's little, that's real memory. It's supposed to like make her feel guilty that she should have seen something or reacted that the grandmother was having some problems. So yeah, she just wanted to do some different stuff with that.
How was it different for you, like for the cinematographer?
I tried to do some small differences, but not too much. But like the memory when she was little, I wanted to be shot in the summer, but we couldn't do that. We had to shoot in the same week. So I tried to catch the sun to make it like seem like a different time of year, and a little warmer colors, and just small differences.
Okay, could you tell us something about the underwater scene? Like, how was it made?
It was shot. We shot the whole thing in 9 days, on location on the west coast of Norway, except the underwater scene that we shot a week later in a pool in Oslo. So basically, it's a pool with some black molten behind it, and 4K HMI from the back through some diffusion, and I shot it on a 5D Mark III with a 35mm lens and a 50mm. Just like in a small water house, the simplest setup ever. We didn't have budget to do anything big, so I'm basically underwater with a weight belt and some air from the tank, and just as simple as possible. Yeah.
How was the lighting in the cottage? Like, did you have lots of light, or was it?
Well, we did not have a lot of light, and I had my gaffer was not really experienced, so it was like I asked for something, and then it took too much time, and so I tried to make most natural light. We had like 1600 HMI that we used for some small things, but not much at all. So it was a lot about using flags and just block out some windows, and just try to work with the natural light. Almost like 90% of the shots is not lit at all.
Okay, my last question. I would like to. I'm curious about this suicide theme. Is it really common, this thing, in the student films?
Yes, it is, and it's quite awkward. And I know, but this is a personal experience from the director. She lost her grandmother when she was young, and so she wanted to do it. And I hope we did it in a kind of respectful way that works better than normal. But I don't know. That's up to you. What do you think? But it's like it's always awkward when people ask what it's about. So I'm like, it's a suicide and it's a student film, but hopefully it's not as bad as the reputation. I hope. Yeah.
My first question is about lighting. Do you use a lot of lights or not?
Yeah, actually we use quite a lot because because I shot in studio. So we had to light for the whole decoration, interior, the apartment, and the prison. Not the cell, but kind of the room where they're at. So yeah, we used quite a lot, especially for the interior scenes. But mainly kind of through windows or motivated by practical lamps.
And it was your choice to shoot in the studio, or or you and the director, or it was the director. Actually, I just want to ask if you like to shoot with artificial light in studio, or if you prefer to shoot outside.
It depends on the story and the script, I guess. I think the reason we wanted to shoot in studio here because it was hard to find an apartment which kind of suited the needs. So it kind of made sense to do it in the studio. And both the production designer and the director, of course, they also wanted to do that because of the opportunities to kind of design the whole apartment. So I think that's the main reason. Yeah.
I would like to ask you, how did you cooperate with the scriptwriter? When did you become involved in the script? Like, did you? Yeah, because I think the film is quite visual and it works with the script. So I'm just curious about.
Yeah. We made some. Yeah, actually quite early because I mean this was in school and you kind of have the director and the scriptwriter and the producer all in the same place. So I think we made some tests and some blocking of scenes, and so it was kind of I was giving, or we had discussions regarding blocking and so on, kind of during the script writing. So we gave some feedback to them and had discussions about kind of how to stage it. Yeah.
You have a very distinct visual style on this film, and it's very, very close all the time. Is that something you discussed, and how did you come to that decision? Because it's, I think it's beautifully shot, and I think it's extremely close all the time, like that, most of it. So interesting to see why you choose to have that style.
I think Aurora, the director, is yeah. I mean, it's also her choice, kind of to be that close. But we tried to kind of because there are some wide shots in between, so try to kind of we had this concept, and it's not fully integrated into the film. But for example, when they meet outside the prison. We wanted to kind of have like this close feeling, and then like a wide shot of the setting. That was kind of the concept we worked after, but they chopped it a bit differently in the end. But I think Aurora felt that this was it's quite an emotional film, so I think that's why we ended up kind of close most of the time. Also, I mean, some of the scenes in the film we work quite handheld, and when we work together, me and Aurora, when we stage things, we kind of like to motivate the motion of the camera with the actors, and therefore you kind of tend to be in this area more or less. And I also feel, I think also we felt it was appropriate, I think, because of those reasons. Yeah.
Okay, and last question. Could you tell us something about the post-production, especially about the color correction? Like, did you use it a lot? Did you correct the colors afterwards?
I mean, yeah, it's been a while ago. But no, I don't think we kind of... we tweaked it a little bit here and there, but we haven't changed anything entirely. So the palette was already there in the beginning. Of course, you kind of tune up some colors here and there. But for example, the last scene, the yellow one, yeah, the yellow-green one, that was actually, it was a bit of luck actually, because we didn't have time to do that much testing in the pool, and I wanted to use like the amber kind of greenish, very intense, or yellowish intense color, and then we kind of shot the lamps through the water, and like this water in the pool, it's very blue, so you kind of get this mixture. That's where the green come from. So I saw it on set and I was like, yeah, I think this is gonna do for the scene. Then we actually pumped it a bit more up in post-production, in the grading.
You have to tell us something about the format.
Yeah. Usually the question I get. No, so this location is kind of about one of the most trashy places you can find. So we knew very early on that we want to stylize it in some way. But that sort of stylizing also needs to come in terms of the character. And all the different things we tested and tried, like black, white, scope, and everything just felt wrong, except for 4x3 and sort of very monochromatic colors, kind of strong colors, because that just made sense in terms of this story about a young girl who's sort of finding her footing in a slightly more adult world. So that's kind of the thing. But like this film there's so much of her just looking at things and just observing. We need, like in 4x3, you get the really nice close-ups. Basically, you don't get a lot of useless like walls and stuff where I basically didn't want in frame, so I could be a lot more precise for working in 4x3. And also like the format, and I've done it more times. Shot in like square ratios and stuff like that.
But how was it to shoot this kind of film on that kind of set? Like this small room with the light and all this stuff?
Most of the locations is kind of like the distance between you and me. So it's a lot of me strapped into a corner with like the most tiny lamp I could find on the wall. So it's like narrow. We couldn't fit the director or the focus puller in the same location, so everything had to be remote basically. The worst thing about the location is like, don't shoot a sex scene outdoors with about 1,000 drunk people around. That's about as far as the location. Yeah.
Maybe the last shot. Could you tell us something about it? Because suddenly there is a new format at the end.
That was also sort of very early on in the idea when we chose 4x3, is that the last shot should just be like full frame, because it's like a metaphorical image, the horizon has opened up type of thing. This cinema is a bit bright, so it's a lot darker, so the cut is actually a lot more seamless, because the next to last shot is kind of impossible to tell if it's in 4x3 and scope in the like original grade. So it's a bit more integrated than it was now.
Can I ask one last maybe? It was just to make things clear, because the older cinematographers, when they were here, they were always talking about that they cannot frame because they have to shoot in safe mode. That was the issue before, because you had to shoot for television. But this is not the issue. Not anymore, or is it?
No, I think like now recently, like a lot of movies experiment with the format, and I think that's a good thing because you can tell a lot about it. You can use the format if it's in scope or 85 or 4x3 or whatever. It's like it's a part of storytelling, just the same if you want to have a close up or like a wide shot area. I think one needs to sort of think about the formats actually.
I can do fun stuff with them.